My experience of mental health issues is that my wife started showing signs of depression about 15 years ago. Ultimately, and very tragically, she took her own life. I had noticed a slight lack of confidence, anxiety, and sometimes just lethargy. The woman I married was this extremely gregarious, outgoing, happy woman, full of life. It was the worst hell. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I had to tell each one of the kids, which in itself was probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do. You know, I'm dealing with my own loss of a wife, best friends, but I'm also primarily worried about the kids and how they're going to face life without the woman who was kind of the main pillar of their life. The main things that I had to deal with were looking after the kids, which was actually very easy because as a parent you kind of just do, and then dealing with my own issues. Really it was sharing how I was feeling. It was finding people that didn't get bored of me crying, didn't get bored of me talking about how I felt, talking about, you know, the times we had together. And somehow, through that process, here I am, you know, 20 months later, and I am functioning. I guess it started with my colleagues at work. I think, had I not shared these problems at the beginning, I would have just collapsed. It's definitely changed my view of mental illness.
I have autism. What that means is that the world doesn't fit me comfortably. I'm always just kind of on the outside of easy communication, of calm, of natural understanding, of instinctive communication. I also have depression and anxiety. The neurology of autism makes much of the world a lot more challenging, a lot of life a lot more challenging, and sometimes it feels overwhelming, and sometimes I shut down or I melt down. In me, those mental health issues manifest themselves in obsessive compulsive disorder and eating disorders, and it all sort of links together, because that feeling of just not quite getting it, not quite getting the world, not quite sitting comfortably and easily in the world, and those associated feelings of being overwhelmed. I need to box everything up in my life in order to sort of have it feel comfortable, have it feel like a place of calm, a place of comfort almost. It can be a lonely place, you know, having a mental health problem, having a disability, being on the autistic spectrum. You know, I collect diagnoses as if it were top trumps. You know, it can be a lonely place, but it doesn't have to be. Tell someone. You don't need to feel hopeless and helpless.